everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you are all getting ready to grab your cup and join me for a little coffee with Colby. I am excited to see you all today. So good morning, good morning. We're going to get started as soon as I get a couple sips here. Good morning, Ivana. Nice to see you. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. So today we're going to talk about being unsubscribed, which is always a really neat thing that happens to a lot of us, right? Good morning, Bronny. Nice to see you. It's a fresh cup of coffee. It's delicious. So, you know, as we go through this experience, and good morning, Georgianne, as we go through this experience and we have relationships with people, whether that's someone we work with or it's just someone that becomes a friend. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Carrie. Whatever, it's a family member or just an acquaintance, you know. Good morning, Kelly. There comes these times when we become unsubscribed, right? A lot of times we're always saying, hey, you need to let go of people. But what if somebody lets go of you? What if they let go of you? You don't even know why. Nothing happened. You don't know if they're going through a funk. You don't know if they don't like you. We don't know, right? We just... all of a sudden they have unsubscribed to you, and it can hurt your feelings, right? Especially if you feel like you were putting something out there, or you thought you were at least at a place you could have a conversation about it. But again, this is where it comes back to people being afraid to communicate, people being afraid to talk. Now, there are just certain things where, you know, sometimes you get to know someone, and good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Keely. You get to know someone, and maybe the more you get to know them, the more you're like, not really on the same page. But you know, those things happen, but sometimes someone just got upset at you, and they're upset, and you don't know that they're upset because they didn't tell you they're upset, and then they pull out, they unsubscribe, and you're like, huh? Huh? So, sorry, Connie, I hope it kicks up for you. But when we have, good morning, Gail, nice to see you. When we have these experiences where, you know, people will come in and people will go out, we have to try our best to not take it personally, because maybe there is something that they're going through. So rather than become defensive about it, rather than pull ourselves out and say, well, fine, if they don't want to be friends with me, reach out, see if something's wrong, make sure they're in a good place. Maybe they're feeling, you know, going through their own thing, and so they're starting to pull out, and it has nothing to do with you. So you reaching out may just help them, right? Good morning, Carrie. So we have to try to sort out, are we putting in the effort? Are we, you know, making sure we're doing our best to hold on and mend those relationships? Are we being there for someone? Or is it time to let it go? I mean, you can't make someone want to be your friend. You can't make someone get you. You can't make someone like you. Even though we want to, right? We all want to. We want to be liked, and we want to, you know, make a difference. I believe that we all want that. But we can't. Right? We talked about last week, and not everyone's cup of tea. Ooh. Good morning, Kate. Good morning. Good morning. So, you know, this is just learning about ourselves, yourself. This is about you. And this is about how to not take it personally if someone unsubscribes you. And even if they do, you know, I have a newsletter, right? And I put so much work into the newsletter, little tips and things like that, and I try not to overflood, and then I'll get people who unsubscribe. And I have to really take a moment to say, well, it's not personal. And it doesn't mean that they don't want another session at some point, but they just don't want the tips. How do you not want the tips? No. So each of us has these experiences. Good morning, Zach. Where we have to look at our life and look at who's coming in and look at who's going out. I just think, though, sometimes we make it too easy for people to exit. I'm not saying you have to hold on to something that doesn't feel right or someone doesn't want to, but are we making the effort ourselves to say, hey, is it something I said or did? Even if it is, you still may stand by it. You still may say, well, yeah, sorry, that's just me. But when we can open up those doors of communication and open up those doors of saying, hey, would have been great if, or how are you feeling, or is there something going on in your life that I can help you with? Yeah, I read a post this week. You can't be everyone's cup of tea. Otherwise, you'd be a mug. That's a great point, Kate. That's so funny. Very cute. And it is. So, through your life, sometimes there's relationships I see people wanting to hold on to, romantic ones as well. And they really want to get that person to like them. But, we can't. We can't force relationships. We can't force circumstances. If you're trying to force something, it's really not meant to be. We can certainly put effort into it. We can certainly look at all the resources, look at the possibilities, and know in our heart that we tried our best. But we can't force things because we can't control other people. Darn it. We can't control other people. And even if we're trying to control ourselves, we have to do it with love. We have to find a way to support ourselves, honor who we are, recognize and stand proud of who we are, and that just synchronicity-wise may not blend with someone else. So in your life, if you are unsubscribed, also look at it as a way of the universe saying, hey, this no longer suits you. We're going to move you into this new direction. We're going to either bring this person in or this experience in, or sometimes we hit each other's triggers, right? Now, if someone's hitting your trigger, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, actually. It's a good thing because it gives you an opportunity to be honest. What are my triggers? What do I hold back from? What am I extra sensitive to? What can I work on myself? It's not just about blaming someone else, because isn't that the easy thing to do? Blaming something, oh yeah, well, it's not me. It's easy for us to do that. So, and I think, Georgia, and I do think old friends can last forever. I have a friend that's been my best friend for 35 years. So I don't know if we can make it so, old friends can't last, new friends come in for a reason. I think people come into our lives for, some stay forever, some stay temporarily. Some are here to just we're here to learn a lesson with them and they go away. Some, we're here to hold boundaries with, and then we have to let them go. Whatever it is. Sometimes, but this is why the ebb and flow of life is so beautiful. And if someone unsubscribes you, I want you to stand in your power, look at your life, love yourself, and say, well, I'm going to just kind of learn from this, understand this, and I'm going to go ahead and use it in my life moving forward. Because again, we can all keep learning and growing and having this beautiful, wonderful experience. And although you may have a desire to take something personally, which is easy to do, especially if you're sensitive, you want to, it's hard to not let something hurt your feelings. But when someone is pulling out, there has to be something that is over with it. There has to be something that is meant to be done. So, you know, this is just what happens. So anyhow, that is your talk of the day, being unsubscribed. and knowing to stand in your power and to love yourself and to understand the situations, but to also stand in who you are, and know the power of yourself. Good morning, Cheryl. Nice to see you. So wishing you all a beautiful day. Get out there, and I'm excited to see you all tomorrow. And there you go. Get out there and shine your light and shine it bright. Bye, everybody.